Hi everyone, welcome to Senega TV with me, Rich Gibbons.
And myself, Stephen Old.
And today we are very excited to give you a little recap of FinOps XE 2024. So I was there, Steve O was there, and Tony was with us as well. Fantastic time. I'll hand it over to you, Steve O, to give us the sort of meat of what went on.
I'm just going back through my stickers. Not that's the meat we're going, but we all got kind of any of you like your cert stickers, and I've not done them evenly. How upsetting is that? I realised I had the thing skewed, and then I've gone straight to where the dreadful. Anyway, so once we're past that problem, I mean, it was great, wasn't it? It's interesting for me for it to be somewhere else. It felt very different venue, bit of a different feel. In general, I don't feel it felt much smaller. Like some of the spaces were smaller, but I don't feel it felt much smaller than X, although it was, almost half the size potentially. But it still felt like a big conference. It still felt busy. It was very, very exciting for us to see the kind of stuff that we've been talking about for a year now, right? About some of these worlds, and JR coming up on stage and saying FinOps is expanding with FinOps scopes and going into SaaS, going into private cloud, going into the data center, and also into sustainability. And we had a fantastic talk with JR about the world of ITAM, because he said licensing as well. Sorry, it's one of those as well, and the world of sustainability, and kind of how the foundation can help these areas and the people in them, and bring them into the fold to work closely together. So that was all very exciting for us all. What else? There was quite a lot of talks on sustainability.
There were, yeah.
There were. That was great. And I would say because Europe's far more focused on it. I think one thing common, and that I've put this in my feedback, I felt some of the kind of 300s in my view weren't 300s, and kind of JR made the point of like, but yeah, it's your job to like be an expert in it. Maybe be reasonable, and that's what possibly fair enough. A lot of people were asking us about sustainability. It was a big thing on our stand, wasn't it? We were sponsors, and that's very different, isn't it? Like I've been to all sorts of events as a sponsor and as attendee, but it's my first FinOps event as a sponsor, and being on that stand.
Yeah, you get a really different vibe, don't you?
Yeah, very different. And it's not just the simplicity of, which talk do I go to? I don't know which one is. Who's going to a talk this time? Because someone has to ring here and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot more logistically challenging. How do you get all the socks there? That was a big one. Every day that was a concern, wasn't it? How we got socks there from our hotel, especially as your foot deteriorated.
Yeah. I couldn't walk properly by the end of it. That's how much of a good conference it was that I couldn't even walk by the end of it. Yeah. So.
And viewers, we're lucky that Rich is even here, because I almost killed him by forgetting he'd had a hurt foot and crossing a road, and him following me, and him not being able to move as fast as the bus may have wanted. But we laughed because you survived.
Indeed.
And we met some fantastic people. It's one of those, we were talking about this earlier, like if we name the people, then if we forget someone, we're going to upset someone, right? There's no good way to win, but you know who you are. We had a fantastic time. I would say a big shout out to like Eric. We spent a huge amount of time with Eric, which was fantastic. He's one of the nicest people in FinOps in my view. He's very funny, very witty. So we're
gonna get comments about that now. People are going to be, what about me? What about this person?
I think we can safely say that, because I don't think we spent more time with anyone than Eric.
That's true,
and that's all I'm saying. I literally say we spent a huge amount of time with him, and that was fantastic. But we saw a lot of other friends, and you all know who you are. And our giveaways were fun. We had some people win some great prizes, and our little kind of backbone racing game, that was quite fun as well. It's enjoyable having to kind of think about how do we make it a bit different, how do we engage people in a different way. But it's really interesting for us. There wasn't anyone else really there that does what we do. A lot of tooling guys who were great fun. We had a great time with those, but it really kind of showed us kind of these worlds are coming closer together. People need help with it. There's massive requirements for expertise. People kind of worry. I remember you talking a while ago about kind of convergence, people worrying about, does this mean that after my job? like if you've got licensing expertise, that's rare. Like, and that's powerful. I mean, what was really interesting for me, because I'm relatively well known in the FinOps space, right? I've done the podcast for years and all of that, but as many people there knew you as me.
I was surprised at that. I think it probably goes to how much time I spend on LinkedIn, to be fair. But but yeah, it really did feel like I thought maybe I was going to feel like, like when you were younger and you got invited somewhere by one of your mates and you didn't know anyone there.
Anyone else. Yeah,
I thought it might be a bit like that, but no, it really felt like a converged world, really. So yeah, I'm dead excited about the expanded scopes because, like you say, all the ITAM, the processes, the licensing expertise, etc. It's all there, ready and waiting.
Yeah, but how do we turn it back to business value? And that's one of the things ITAM struggled with, right? But that's where FinOps is focused. I'm not saying every organization is doing that right and that FinOps is doing that perfectly everywhere, but that's the idea, that's the concept, and people are learning that's what it's about. And ITAM people have been wanting to do this for years, but not getting the exec buy-in. So can we ride on the same wave, get a better position, a better value for organizations in general? Fingers crossed. And that's what the foundation and the framework's trying to do, right? So that's very exciting. Even on a webinar I did today, people were asking me about kind of how you do this in private cloud, how you do it for AI and stuff like that. It's just becoming broader and broader and all that kind of stuff. So exciting times.
It really is, and I guess it was in Barcelona, so shout out to the city of Barcelona. We had a lovely few days.
Everyone was amazing. Everywhere we went, the staff and the people that we met were just absolutely brilliant. Not just inside the tournament, even though, like when we went out for dinner, the people in our hotel, our taxi drivers, were all absolutely brilliant. We walked a lot, didn't we? Really, especially considering it was a 40-minute walk, and on the morning we're like, oh, we'll get walking and we'll catch a taxi if we see one, and then we walked the 40 minutes, and then when we were coming back, you were like, well, I've walked here, so I might as well walk back.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think all in all, I mean, we've all come back like super enthused, super excited about everything.
Even Tony was mega excited about it, and we're excited to hopefully go to San Diego as well, right? Which is brilliant. So
yeah, so I mean, I think I suppose takeaways for us, it's that, like you said earlier, all the stuff we're doing now, it just becomes even more relevant, and we're ready and waiting. We've got everything ready for the expanded scopes, so we're really looking forward to it, and I think coming into FinOps from the ITAM and licensing side, I mean, as I keep saying, I've been talking about ITAM and FinOps coming together for sort of 5 years at this point, so I'm really pleased that it's happening. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for everyone. And I think that was probably the main, that expanded scope was the main takeaway for me, certainly from the conference.
I'd agree, absolutely, wholeheartedly. It was just great to hear, and then hear people like Natalie Daly that are doing it already at massive scale at HSBC. It was just great to know that not only was it kind of theoretically right, and what we've been doing with our customers has been working for them, but it's also working in other organizations independently. It's like that kind of those ideas that peak around different places in the world at the same time. That kind of make you realize that it's
so I mean, I think I'm excited for the next few months, what, as it all starts to filter through and kind of people get to grips with it and start implementing it a little bit more in the new year, probably now. And then San Diego is in June. Is that right?
June, yeah, beginning of June, I think, off the top of my head.
So I guess, at that point, I expect we'll see a kind of, be sort of 6 months-ish of, right, what's happened, how's it landed, what are people doing. So it's exciting 2025 for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's moving at pace, isn't it? People are realizing this is the future. So I think it's a very, very exciting time. And just watchers, listeners, apologies for both my voice and how dead I look. I'm just not very well. It's not that I'm not enthused. I think people get so used to me being enthused, and I've even done this sitting down rather than standing up, which shows you how tired and well I am. But everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope we'll get to see you in San Diego, if not before.
Absolutely. See you all soon.
See you soon.